In this video, sorry about that, video seems to be always doing what it always does, screw up. But anyways, it's okay. So what happens when you have a cheap cell phone? Poverty sucks. But anyways, in this video we're going to discuss mainly three things, and one of them is going to be will probably be surprising. But three things that you gotta be careful about talking about with people. There's also a fourth one. We'll get into that too if I remember. But there's three of them. First one is, of course, when you're talking to people, you gotta be very careful. It's politics. Because generally, if you disagree with somebody, you're stupid and ignorant. Whatever news source you're listening to is false news. Whether it doesn't matter if it's on the left or right or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's always false news. We hear from it. You're uneducated. You're misinformed. If you don't agree with them, you're misinformed. Your views are wrong. Theirs are right. That's basically it. So you got to be careful. Some people get nasty and violent. Mainly the social justice warrior types. And let me clarify real quick my definition of social justice warrior. They're basically people that will get nasty and violent, that spit and get nasty, verbally violent or physically violent. Also, they want justice, but only for certain groups, and they'll demonize other groups. And I'm not going to say they're all liberals or leftists, because they're not. There are many people on the right, and there are many theists that are basically social justice warriors. They want social justice for their own group, their own religion, or whatever. You got that they'll demonize people and all this stuff. But those are the people you really gotta be careful about when you talk about politics, as they will definitely get upset. And usually when you meet new people, like if you're dating, one of the things they'll ask you, of course, is where do you work? I have no clue why that's so important to people. That's always, where do you work? Where do you work? Who the hell cares? But then they're eventually going to want to know your political views. And if yours is different, of course, what a lot of times they'll do is give you their political views and make you feel stupid if you disagree with them. Or they'll keep asking you yours. You'll hear terms like libtard, conservatard, and this and that. Liberals are anti-American and want to take away your guns, and conservatives don't believe in women's rights. And people who say that, they have no idea really what liberalism and conservatism is. I mean, seriously, they don't. You really should look up this stuff. There's there's a whole lot more to being a liberal or a conservative. I actually know liberals that own guns. I know conservatives that are okay with gay marriage. Anyways, you got to be very careful when you talk of politics. The second one that's dangerous is religion. And of course, the first two, I just said politics and religion. These two. Religion, you got to be very careful. If you say anything about Islam in this country now, or in the West, the social justice warriors will attack you. Say whatever you want about Christianity. Go ahead. It don't matter. But they will not be happy if you bash Islam. It doesn't matter that Muslims throw gays off top of buildings and women have no rights in the Middle East. You will never see them going to the Middle East and trying to change that, because it's their culture. Yeah, they say stuff like that. Female genital mutilation. That's their culture. So you got to be careful about talking religion. They'll bring, well, Christians did this, that, and usually something they did a long time ago, or what one single person did, or so a church group did, Westboro Baptist Church. They forget about the fact that other Christians will condemn them, and if they do anything illegal, they'll be punished for it. And like a lot of these Muslim countries, if a woman is raped, she's the one that's going to get stoned to death, as they follow their Koran. Christians and Jews and most other religions have been forced into the 21st century. They have to follow. I know they hate to hear this, but secular morality. Their hatred, the racism, the slavery and that stuff that's condoned in their holy books is looked down upon by civilized people. In the Middle East, they go more into their Quran than you think. You speak about religion, any religion really. If you are an atheist like I am, and you happen to date some girl that's a Catholic, or I used to be a Baptist. Let's say I date a Catholic. Their parents are going to have a fit, and many of my relatives would have a fit. Why? because religious differences. It won't matter to them how I'm treating her, and it won't matter to how she's treating me. Nobody's going to care about that. Or at my church, at the church I used to go to, they certainly wouldn't approve of that. Now, she's a Catholic. Here's the Bible verse in 1 Corinthians. You're supposed to separate from them, and James 4:4 and Amos 3:3 and all this stuff. Who in the hell cares if someone's a Catholic? Now, I'm not saying I would or would not date a Catholic. I could care less what someone's religion is. If you're an atheist or not an atheist, I don't care. As long as you don't try to force your religion on me, I don't care. I don't mind talking about religion. I'm not going to demonize someone who's a believer, but if they try to convert me, then, I'll probably have something to say. But religion and politics are two, and everybody knows about those two. The third one, which is going to surprise you, is dogs. Yes, dogs. You got to be very careful what you say when it comes to a dog. If you don't care for dogs, you don't like dogs, not necessarily hate them, you just prefer not having them not licking you, for example. People get upset. I don't trust a guy who don't like dogs. They take their dogs to the beach. I made a video where I was stating that people should stop taking their dogs to the beach. Guy respond, because they poop and pee and stuff like that. And they can get overly aggressive. And someone responded to me, dogs don't poop on the beach. You're stupid for thinking that. So what I did is I went on YouTube. I found videos of dogs taking a dump on the beach. Then I Googled people, elderly ladies and children being attacked and even killed on the beach by these dogs. There are beaches for dogs, but people want to bring their dogs everywhere. And if you say anything about it, they get upset. If you're jogging, minding your own business, and their dog rushes at the gate and tries to jump at the gate to get your bite, and tries to bite at you, and you just simply shake your head, you don't do anything but just shake your head, they will blow up on you. Their dog runs out and tries to attack you, their stupid little angle biter or whatever, and you're kicking it away, trying to defend yourself. You're not actually making contact with it. You're just trying to shoo it away. They will get pissed. People get pissed. Or you're jogging, you have mace. You don't mace the dog directly, just mace next to it, so the dog gets scared and runs off. They get pissed. They'll threaten violence against you. People are dog crazy. What is so great about such a useless, dependent animal? I know, what they defend you, they protect you. Well, so are a gun and a house alarm. And I don't got to constantly feed them, and I don't got to constantly worry about my gun running out and shooting somebody, and my alarm isn't going to all of a sudden attack somebody. A dog will. How many times do you hear a dog go, he's just looking at his genitals 1 second, he bit the child's face off and it went right back. You should read up on dog psychology, certain things, especially children are more likely to do with a dog that dogs don't like, and turn the dog aggressive in the heartbeat, no matter how gentle and kind. You say anything to anybody about their dogs, about any type of their behavior, they will explode on you. They do not want to hear you say anything about their dogs. They take their dogs everywhere. I know not all cultures do this, but most cultures, especially in Western culture, especially the United States, I don't think there is a country that's so pro-dog as America. Of course, in the United States, also chasing after a ball is a big thing too. Football, baseball, basketball, they love that. They make millions. Of course, science, who cares, right? But chasing after a ball. But dogs, I just don't get the animal, don't get the appeal, And have you noticed the type of people that tend to own dogs, their behavior, the type of people they are? I mean, not all. I'm not trying to stereotype all dog owners, but a large number of them, how they are. Have you noticed? I'm not going to get into what they are, but I'll let you pay attention next time. Especially when they own a lot of dogs. And I know everybody likes to say, well, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit bulls, pit boy, pit bull, pit bull, pit bull. Oh, goodness, I'm sick of hearing about pit bulls. You know why? It's because Chihuahuas and other small and medium-sized dogs, my experience and the experience of other people and what I see seem to do more likely to attack people than a pit bull. A pit bull just does more damage. I remember as a kid, we had a pack of stray dogs. Now you think pack of stray dogs are dangerous, right? Not these dogs. 2 of them were pit bulls. 2 of them were pit bulls. Okay, I'm 7 years old. I'm just a stupid kid, like I'm stupid now. Okay, I'm playing with a ball, and accidentally it slings and goes across. The pit bull runs at it. I'm trying to get it. I get my hand to it first. The dog's mouth is like this, and it stops itself, and it stops itself basically. And another time I grabbed, trying to get to it, and I pushed another pit bull out of the way and grabbed it. Neither pit bull attacked me. Chihuahua, they will attack you. I've seen this crap. Chihuahuas seem to be a whole lot more aggressive than any freaking pit bull. Now, that doesn't mean that I trust pit bulls now. I just noticed that pit bulls seem not to be any worse than Chihuahuas, alright? And some of these other lousy dogs. And yeah, I'm sure I got lucky that they didn't attack me for that. I remember when I was 4 years old. 4 years old. Yeah, I do remember 4 years old. There's a couple, not many things, but there are a few things I do remember. I remember I was in my yard. Well, my parents' yard, obviously, because I'm 4 years old. I don't want a damn yard. But anyways, I'm minding my own business. I have a rock in my hand, I'm just having fun with the rock on the ground. A Doberman jumps the freaking fence into our yard, makes a beeline to me. Now, I wasn't thinking, it just happened. I had the rock, had this brick in my hand. I threw it as hard as I can at the dog, hit it in the head. The rock, well, it was a brick. It split in about 2-3 pieces, and the dog runs back, jumps the fence, and runs back. The owner gets pissed with me because her dog tried to attack me. And it didn't end up well with her. Let's just say that. Well, just leave it at that part. Always, you gotta be careful with dogs. Be careful what you say about people's dogs. Remember, it's always with everybody. Not my dog. Not my dog. My dog wouldn't do that. My dog is sweet and all this. You really ought to know what dogs really think of you. You might want to look that up. And I know I made this the longest. Here's one you may not really also think about, and this is not really a main one, because it doesn't happen in every country. It's mainly like in the United States, more than anything else that I'm fairly certain. And it's probably like North Korea and a few other countries. But I do know the United States. What is it? Jingoism, or other words, over-patriotism. If you say anything about the flag, about the fact that you can see a flag every 10 feet, they get pissed at you. Well, you're a traitor. Why don't you leave the country? You criticize anything the United States does. Why don't you leave the country? Why don't you leave the country? France was not too keen into the United States going to war with Iraq. Well, now we're going to call French fries freedom fries. What the hell? When you're about to do something stupid, don't you want your friends to warn you that you're doing something stupid? That's what the French were doing. And it turned out they were right. I mean, people go crazy over the flags. Veterans, our veterans, and I feel bad for them. The way they get treated like crap. That's what amazes me. That's the paradox in this country. Everyone's over patriotic. And the government, a lot of them act like they care about the flag and everything. And yet, they crap on the war veterans. The Vietnam vets came back from Vietnam, and they were spit on. They get barely any health care. I mean, damn. You be careful about patriotism. I remember when I was working at McDonald's. I was working at McDonald's. It was 26 years ago. I had to go out one morning to take the flag down. Luckily, there were other people with me because I don't know how to do a flag, fold it, and all that stuff. What do I know about it? And it almost touched the ground. And one guy was telling me, who worked there, he said, you gotta be careful of that. Some of these old people, they get really pissed if the flag hits the ground. It's a piece of cloth. It's as stupid to get upset about that as those stupid females when I was taking first aid CPR when I was in college. We did adults, children, toddlers, and babies. Well, there's a baby, a doll of a baby. We got to do the CPR. I grab the doll, grab it by the arm, and the females get all pissed off. Men this, men that, men don't know how to hold babies. Men are stupid. Men this, men that. Shut the fuck up. It's just a doll. And in this case, it's just a flag. It's just a piece of cloth. You didn't die for the flag. You're not fighting for the flag. You're fighting for your country. Actually, you're fighting for the rich people. I mean, that's really what it is. It's rich people, overly ambitious politicians like Putin that want more land, more of the stuff they don't need. They don't want to share. And yeah, I'll admit they're mainly going to be men, not women leaders. It's usually going to be male leaders, not female leaders. You don't hear Angela Merkel doing this crap. You don't hear any of these female head of states doing this garbage. For the most part, you don't. There's some exceptions, but for the most part, you don't. It's usually going to be males in this case. But the over-patriotism, that's the problem. You know, that's why we spend so much money on the military. Why? Spend that money on science, space exploration. And, of course, with the religion thing again, start taxing these churches. I believe it was maybe in the Washington Post, somewhere, I don't remember where, but this was a few years ago, basically how much money you can get if you actually tax the churches like you tax businesses and individuals. It's enough, I believe, to help with welfare and the homeless situation. They wouldn't allow it because religion and patriotism are wrapped together. And they're both used to control you. They will control you. If they know that you're overly patriotic, they will try to control you by demonizing other groups. Religion does the same thing. Politics does all three of the things, everything that I mentioned. Even dogs, they can use your dogs to not as much. Well, yeah, they can try to claim, well, you're going to take away their dogs and stuff. You know, don't want to take dogs to the beach because they're anti-dog. They don't want your rights. You don't have to have your dog on every damn beach. I mean, can you imagine the nudists wanting every beach to be a nude beach? Everyone would have a fit. And by the way, I'm going to say this, since I am running for president in 2020 or 2024 or 2020 or whatever. I think it's stupid that men can walk outside without their shirt on and women can't. I know, oh, the children. There are plenty of cultures where women walk around, you know, without shirts on and nobody has a fit. And after a while, people will get used to it. So deal with it. It's just a body part. Deal with it. But anyways, they can use religion, politics, and the flag to control you. That's what they do. You know, both sides do it. Democrats, Republicans, you know. And people like Soros and all those people, they know how to pull your strings. Don't allow emotions to control you, and don't allow people to use these things to control you. You gotta be careful when you talk to people about politics, religion, about their dogs, about the government, you know, the flag. Because some people, you know, they assume if you disagree with them on certain government things that you're a traitor or anti-American, you know. Not necessarily. Maybe I love this country more than you do. You just want to assume that this country's right no matter what it does, and I don't want to see this country get bogged down in a war and look stupid or look violent or something like that, you know. Like invading Iraq, which kind of screwed everything up, you know. Wasn't such a great idea, it turns out. You know, things like that. Making... How many people died because of that mistake that, you know, Bush did? But, you know, just... These are just ramblings of a fool, obviously, but, you know. Be very careful when you talk to people about religion, politics, their dog, and especially in the United States, be careful about talking about the flag. And this is another thing, you'll see this, mainly in comments like YouTube or whatever. It's hilarious. To me, it's hilarious. Okay, because Americans are so overly patriotic, and here's the thing, if you're a type of person that gets offended easily, like the social justice warriors, people will personally try to get you offended. They want to piss you off. Well, you'll see people, like, I've seen British people do this, French, Germans, whatever, Russians, whenever they are, you know, on these websites like CNN or YouTube or wherever, you know, they will attack the flag, you know. America's not that great, not exceptional and all this stuff, because they know that's going to piss off a lot of Americans. It doesn't piss me off, but it will piss off a lot of Americans. And then, of course, these same people will then try to attack the British flag, the French, the Russian, well, it may affect the Russians, but the French, you know, the British, and some of these other countries, and they don't even care, because they're not overly patriotic. They don't have that, well, I'm not going to say it, but George Collins basically says it, so I'll let you watch his videos. Oh, well, that's it.